This is the High School Football America podcast for February the 18th, 2022. I'm Jeff Fisher. The High School Football America podcast is brought to you by GameStrat, America's premier sideline instant replay system with outstanding reliability, faster speed than Huddle Sideline, and they have great customer service, and this is also great. They have special pricing right now through the end of February. You have to act now and mention High School Football America when you call to get your demo or sign up online, and they will give you friends and family, even a bigger discount to get a demo. Go to GameStrat.com or click on the GameStrat banner ad located on every page of HighSchoolFootballAmerica.com. Coaches, there's only 11 days left to nominate your player or players for the 2021 High School Football America Academic All-America Team. It's our second annual one. Go to highschoolfootballamerica.com to get all of the details. The cutoff is a 3.6 GPA, and the rest of the details are at highschoolfootballamerica.com. Heading to the state of Alabama, time to celebrate the 2021 National High School Football Player of the Year. And he's got a couple of championships under his belt, and he's off to North Carolina. Conner Harrell from Thompson High School. Back-to-back titles for Conner, and his coach Mark Freeman is on the line here to talk about an incredible career for this young man. Thanks for joining me, Coach.
Hi, it's my pleasure. How you doing?
I'm doing well today. I'm just going to read a couple of numbers here for the audience. Let's see. Completed 371 of 515 passes. That's 72%. 6,100 yards, 81 touchdowns, 6 interceptions over the last 2 seasons. Let's see. Rushed for 689 touchdowns, and this is the one that stands out. This is kind of a little bit like Kyler Murray in high school at Allen. Conner was 24-1 as the starting QB. I guess there's no guess why he's our National Player of the Year, but when you hear those numbers, what comes to your mind?
Well, just, the enjoyment of watching Conner being a young guy when we got here 7 years ago, and just the way he matured and he just grasped. He had some really good guys in front of him. Talia Tungavalo was here, and then Sawyer Pate was the next guy in line. And then, Conner was able to come in and sit in the same room with those guys and watch how they prepared, and everything that went with the position of here and all that. And I thought he did a good job. It was just pleasing to watch him have success and be the next guy that got the opportunity, and how well the job he did here, and what a great person he is.
And Coach, you brought up something I was going to ask you next, which is patience. I don't know that you can coach patience. You can talk about it and all that, but you've had a good lineage there of quarterbacks, as you just mentioned. What did you see in Conner that you knew he was going to wait his turn, if you will? Well,
when he was young, I think he could have been a DB as well as a quarterback, but he had it. He was determined to play quarterback. So we started. We put him in middle school. Quarterback and freshman ball and JV, and brought him along. And I think he just continued to improve, and his arm strength got a whole lot better. And a lot of the stuff he willed his way in the off season, working and doing the things, the drills, and all the stuff that goes with being a quarterback. That none of it really matters if you can't play when the lights come on. You can be the best drill guy runner out there, and if you can't play when the lights come on, it really don't do you a whole lot of good. But he did. He developed a mindset and a tough mentality that when the lights came on, he got better, and just did a tremendous job. And just the work he did in the off season to perfect that position. And I'm just proud of him. Like I said, I watched him come along as a young guy here and just keep working and to taste success and see hard work pay off. I think that's something that'll go with him for the rest of his life.
Yeah, talking Conner Harrell, our National Player of the Year. Mark Freeman has been his high school football coach at Thompson during that run of 2 years, leading Thompson to a number 2 ranking in our High School Football America 100 2 years ago, 14 last year. This is not just a football award. The stats that I read earlier obviously stand for themselves, but Conner's a great student as well. He was an academic All-American for us last year, probably will be again this year. Talk about how well you thought he balanced the student and the student athlete.
He did a great job, and I'm going to tell you something that he did that will go, 5 years from now, the will be lost in it. He did some of that during COVID, which means a lot of the school was virtual school. A lot of stuff where you had to grow up. I think there's a lot of good things to virtual school for a potential college athlete. He had to learn to manage his schoolwork, and when they're in class every day, you monitor them, and you got teachers on site with them, and but he maintained that grade average in his academic skills, doing virtual school, and which is, that can be a load on the wrong person, but
sure.
He was responsible enough. He stayed ahead in his schoolwork and maintained, above 4.0 average in that. And so, he was always aware of the academic side of it. And it's like we tell the kids, we can't help those kids athletically if they don't help us academically. And so he always, was, obviously the forefront of his classroom and among the top academic people in his class. And so he was just a combination of a really, really smart young man that knew he had to get his education, and education came first, and he prepared himself there just like he did off the field. So it'll carry him. Like I said, North Carolina is a high academic school he's at.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Hey, Coach, I mentioned at the top, Kyler Murray, was almost undefeated in high school as well, and you look at Conner's 24-1 mark. That one came at the end of 2021 in one of the toughest regions in the nation as you guys battle. You got Hoover. Hoover took down put that loss there, and then you got Hewitt-Trussville, two teams that are annually in our top 100 along with you guys. How much did that L put a fire not only in Conner's belly but the entire program, including yourself, to three-peat like you did?
Well, the night that he got the loss, he broke his throwing thumb in the end of the first half, and I think that's the game you're probably talking about. I think we lost. I can't keep up with all that, but I know we had a 21-10 lead. When he left the game, we had a 21-10 lead, and supposedly hang our hat on what a great defense we had, and they come back and beat us 24-21. And I know I hear Coach talking about you learn from your losses and stuff, and I'm not big on we hate losing. I probably hate losing more than when we really enjoy the winning, like you hear. But the loss, I think we'd won. Gosh, I don't know, Jeff. We went over 20, 25, maybe 27 something games in a row. And I think there's an expectancy to win rather than a desperation to win. And I told our kids, I said, the one thing that can come out of this is you can anticipate winning, and it don't always happen. But if you're desperate to win, you got a chance to win. And I think our kids, which is a good thing, they anticipated we were always going to find a way to win these games, and they found out that we wasn't good enough to finish that game up that night, and we lost. And I think it did return the desperation of the joy of winning again. And so I hope it was, but it was a lesson that we learned about. You have to be desperate to win. You can't anticipate winning solely, and so I think that we did learn from that.
Yeah, and I think that loss that's in his record there is probably not a good one, considering he didn't have a chance to finish out that game. And you mentioned North Carolina, the academic side of things. It's always hard to project, right? But what type of college football player do you think Conner is going to be when he gets his feet wet and getting to be the guy that goes from the two-time starting quarterback of a state championship program to just another guy that's trying to fight for that number one spot, QB1?
Well, I think you have obviously the way college football is right now. The reality of it, and that's all we can go by is reality. I think if the same offensive coaches stay at North Carolina, who have a great chance to play because he went there, I think academically the school suited him well, but they run a lot of the same offensive schemes and ideas and RPO stuff that we do here. So I think he felt really comfortable with the system. But honestly, I think if the coaches stay there, offensive coordinators there and the offensive guys, he'll have a really good chance to really be an impact and a good player there, because he's going to be familiar with a lot of the stuff they do. And you hope they do, but the way that world is right now, them guys come and go pretty fast in the college ranks.
Yeah, no doubt. There's some factors that go into that, like you just said there. Mark Freeman on the line from Thompson High School. We were talking Conner Harrell, our High School Football America National Player of the Year, and we're midway through February, and I've already started all these interviews with coaches going. I'm peeking ahead toward 2022. So my question, peeking ahead, is you've got that pedigree there at quarterback. You've had some guys that have lined up behind Conner that have been very, very good. What do you have in the offing for 2022? You got some talent there, I would assume so.
Well, we got young man Zach Sims that took over in the Hoover game that night and got a lot of experience in that game, and he got to play 2 more games after that, both being playoff games. And then ironically, the state championship game, first series, Conner goes down to an ankle injury, and Zach had to go in first series, and Conner had to go to the locker room, get his ankle looked at, and all that, and missed the entire first half, I think, and Zach was able to go in there and get the 14-0 lead, and so he got a lot of valuable experience, and he's a little bit bigger than Conner, and I'd say he's comparable to Lamar Jackson, his athletic skills, and I think he's going to be a really good one. He'll just be a junior, and I brought him up as a 9th grader, and then we've got 2 really good quarterback prospects that will be potentially on the 9th grade team this year. And rather than them sit down, I'll probably pull one of them up with us, and the most mature and the one that can take it. Pull one up and get the other one a lot of reps. It's the way we have done things here. And so we got 2 young ones, so we got a gap between Zach and the other ones. They're young. So we got to develop Zach and find somebody to come in and help Zach get us through next year. But, man, Zach Sims could be one of the most talented ones we've had here. He's already got a Louisville offer. And great, wonderful young man, and just – I coach that position and just get to spend a lot of days with Zach, and just I think Zach Sims could be one of the best ones we've had come through here.
Wow, Lamar Jackson. That's pretty good analogy there, no doubt about that. Last question, Coach, as you go away, as I said at the top, you guys have spent a lot of time on our national rankings. We're glad to have you there. You've built the program to the point where number 2 years ago, 14 last year. Obviously, depth makes a difference in the high school ranks, especially these days. Sounds like you had that. What my question is for you going away is, because you've got the three-peat and just the constant appearances in the state championship, what do you talk to the kids about in the off season, as far as the bullseye's there? The bullseye keeps getting bigger, and by the way, 2021 is over with.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And our coaches, most of them been with me for a while, and it gets to be heavy up there when you're every Friday night you're a measuring stick, and you're going to get probably 10 times you're going to get a team that can get up and try to give you their best effort. And I think our kids have to understand, our coaches have to understand, I don't think we can get our kids mentally peaked 10 times a year, 2 or 3 maybe. And so we have to build it from a consistency standpoint, and our deal is just we just work. Today finished up week 7 for us in our off season. We got through early December state championship and gave them the rest of that month. We started back in January, and today ended up, when we leave here today at 4:30, we will have got 63 workouts in already.
Wow.
So we're at week 7, and we get 9 workouts a week. We go at 6 o'clock in the morning, 4 days a week, and we go every afternoon at 2:15. And so we lift and all in the mornings, and then 2:15 we have speed, agility, and position-specific drills. So, you know what, we work and we work and we work, and I just think that the kids put in so much work, and they understand that uniform was made before any of them really got in high school. We're in that point now that that class that just graduated, Jeff, every year from ninth grade up, they play for a state championship. And that's just hard. That's hard to imagine, much less do it. And I think the way we do things, we don't, we just work. And they have to understand that jersey, it's their time in that jersey. Are they going to be the one that lets the community, themselves, and the program down by not working and being able to sustain success? So I don't think there's a secret. I think just hard work.
Hard work pays off. There's a reason people say that, no doubt about that. Coach, hey, thanks so much for taking time out of your busy schedule, and congratulations on Conner being our National Player of the Year. When I spoke to you, when I told you that he was winning, you said, there was no better guy to do that. So appreciate you taking some time to shed a little light on who Conner Harrell is and what we'll see at the next level. And again, congratulations on all the success you've had there in that program, because you guys have been consistently good, and that's hard to do in this day and age. So thanks for your time.
Well, thank you, and thank you for everything you and you guys do for high school football, obviously, and we appreciate you, and God bless. Take care.
Thank you. Coach Freeman, one of the best in America, and again, congratulations to Conner Harrell, our 2021 High School Football America National High School Football Player of the Year. The award is given in partnership with the National High School Coaches Association. Conner, as you heard during the podcast interview, was a member of the 2020-2021 High School Football America Academic All-America team, our inaugural one, and we're putting together number 2. You've got 11 more days to register. Coaches, get your players registered. The GPA cutoff is 3.6. How to register? Just go to highschoolfootballamerica.com in the Nav tab. Just click on Academic All-American, and there you will get all the information on how to email us and the information that we are looking for. We are just so excited for this. Last year, we honored over 3,000 players. We're going to do even more this year. Boy, I would love to double that number. Again, the 28th of February is the deadline, the cutoff for getting the nominations in, and it must come from coaches. Parents, we know you support your kids, but we're doing it through the coaches, so we're able to verify GPAs. The High School Football America podcast is brought to you by GameStrat, America's premier sideline instant replay system with outstanding reliability, faster speed than Huddle Sideline. Plus, GameStrat has awesome customer service. And right now, until the end of February, just like with the Academic All-America team and the nominations, you got to get in on the special deal that GameStrat's doing through the 28th of February. To get that special deal, go for a demo by going to GameStrat.com, or you can click on the GameStrat banner ad located on every page of highschoolfootballamerica.com. That's today's High School Football America podcast, and I'm Jeff Fisher.